Hey, Swig Squad. T with the Diva here. I have another episode of Sista Get It Off Your Chest. And I'm not going to give this young lady's age or her name. But she's in my comment section for anybody who's interested. It says, I worked at a country club in California. I worked so hard, blood, sweat, and tears. Early morning hours, late evening, holidays, and weekends. I worked in sales. My numbers were really, really good. But I saw them putting a little pressure on me by the end. They fired me and hired a much younger young lady. She was very, very beautiful. I'm still not over it. It's like they call you in, they tell you those words, and it just sits on you forever. I'm older now, and I'm capable of working, but I'm so afraid. They took my confidence away. They took away my self-esteem, and you get it. I totally get you. And until someone walks a mile in your shoes, they can never criticize you, and I believe you're right. I was removed from a toxic situation because it was so stressful every day. And God had a plan. I now live in Florida, right across the street from the beach. And I am very thankful. I first of all want to say, go get it. You go, girl, to this young lady. I'm so happy that you found solace in leaving and going to Florida and living across the street from the beach. I need to come visit for real. But what I have to say about this particular situation is that's their point. That's their purpose. That's what they do. They want you to feel so little about yourself. They don't care. I mean, it's not like you've invested years and years of your life with them and they care about your well-being or how you feel about yourself. They don't. And when they can replace you with somebody younger that they can give less money and don't have to promise as many benefits, that's a win-win for them. But don't sell yourself short. You did not have all that seniority and all that time there because you were illiterate. You did not have all of everything that you gave them all those years that you worked there because you were incompetent. And you have to know your worth. You have to know that you didn't stay there all that time because they had an agreement with somebody that they would keep you on board. That wasn't the case. You were an asset to them for however long you were. No matter what they fired you for, when they fired you, you represented them at some point. I'm sure that somebody that was totally incompetent and illiterate and who couldn't even cross a street correctly wouldn't have had representing their company. So the point of the matter is for you to feel less about yourself, for you to not feel confident enough to even want to take your skills elsewhere and be a blessing to somebody else, for you to not want to take your work ethic and all those early mornings and those late evenings and bless somebody else with that manpower or even start doing something on your own. They wanted to stunt your growth, but you can't let them win. You have to realize who you are and whose you are. You said that God blessed you to be able to move to Florida and live across the street from a beach. That same God can instill that same self-confidence. That company didn't give you your confidence. I'm sure you had confidence before you even applied to work for them. That same assurance and that self-confidence that told you to even fill out an application way back when we was filling out applications in person in black or blue ink on a piece of paper, that's that confidence that you can take elsewhere, and somebody else will value that. They will respect that. That you will be rewarded for that, and you won't have to question yourself. Right now, you're in a position where that was the last thing you heard, and like you said, you hear it over and over. And yes, you hear, I have lived that last day 1,000,000 times, but I didn't let it define me. That's not who I am. That's what happened to me. But it's definitely not who I am. I had confidence before I stepped up in that company. I brought confidence to that company. The person that I brought to that company is the same person that I am today. Yeah, it slowed me down a little bit. I was down. I gave myself a couple of months to feel sorry for myself and lick my wounds and massage my miserable spots. But I didn't let it happen. Just keep being a part of my anatomy. I didn't let it define me moving forward. I didn't let it continue to be my story. I knew that I had a story to rewrite. I knew that just wasn't the end of everything. Yeah, it was some hard times after that, but you get up and you dust yourself off and you keep going. That's the beauty of it. That is what you can celebrate in. That's the point that you relish in. And that, my dear, is what is going to keep you going. Whatever it was that made you go in there and gave you the gumption to even work those early mornings and stay those late evenings, you gave that to that company for that temporary amount of time, but they didn't appreciate it. They wanted a younger woman representing them, and that's okay. That's their company. They have that right. So, but you don't let them take anything from you. They took your joy for a minute. They may have even taken a piece of your self-esteem temporarily, but you're going to pick that up and you're going to dust yourself off and you're going to keep it moving. You're going to apply for another job. You are not too old to work anywhere. You can apply for other jobs. You can explain, sell yourself. You was in sales. Sell yourself. You're going to sell yourself to whatever company you interested in going to. You're going to a profile up in Indeed. And you're going to keep writing your story because it's supposed to keep. That company is not just the end of everything. They weren't the all to be all. You helped make them. They didn't help make you. You took your talents to them. So I just want you to feel better about yourself. Although it did happen to you, it is not who you are. And you already went through your crying season. You went through your feeling sorry for yourself season. And now this is your winning. Yep, you had a setback. And yep, it may have been a big setback. And yep, it may have really put a dent in your self-esteem. But you're going to build it back up. And you're going to get back out there. And you even going to tell that story. That story in itself is going to help somebody. So once you start gaining your confidence back and you become stronger about what happened to you and not who you are, you can actually tell that story with a smile on your face because they didn't do nothing but bless you. It's still people that work for the company that fired me that are stressed out and sick every day. I talk to them. I still have really close friends who are still at this company. And they tell me all the time how stressed out they are, how ridiculous this company is, how petty things they have to go through. So I don't know if you still deal with anybody or you still communicate with anybody there, but you're not missing out on nothing. They did you a favor. Like you said, God has blessed you. You live across the street from a beach. You're doing better than a whole lot of us. So don't let them win. Don't let them win. You get up, dust yourself off. Thank you so much for sending me that message. That was a beautiful message. And I feel you. And you are so right. Those words play in your head over and over and over and over. But you got to know that even though they keep playing in your head, your story got to keep being written. Your story got to keep being told. You're going to be the one to help somebody else out. Somebody else going to come to you about something happening to them, a similar situation. And you're gonna be able to tell them how to deal with it, how to pick up and move, how to get out of the bed, how to want to go back outside. And you're going to be a blessing to them. But you got to make sure that you didn't let them steal your joy. You got to keep your joy because your joy is yours. It's not theirs. They didn't give it to you. So it's yours. And you have to keep using it. And I want you to keep on blessing whoever down in Florida. And I want you to email me your address so I can come down there and vacation with you across the street from that beach. But yeah, that was a wonderful story. I'm so happy you shared it with me. You will be okay. Thank you, Swig Squad. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who commenting, everybody who's still sending encouraging words. Thank you to everybody. I'm so appreciative of you. I'm so happy I decided to tell my story because I have met and conversed with some of the most beautiful people in the world. And I thank you all so much for all of your information, all of your advice, all of your prayers, all of your encouraging words, all of your positive messages, all of y'all stories, all of y'all jokes, just everything that you've sent me. I'm satisfied. I'm ecstatic about all of it. I love y'all. This is Tea with the Diva, and till next time,